Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Recently, Stacey Dash, the actress who played Dion in Clueless and former Fox News consultant, found out how black she was when she was arrested for domestic violence in an incident in Florida. Now, your Stacey Dash is known for promoting so-called conservative narratives on platforms like Fox News, and she thought that she was just another American. And because she thought she was just like any other American out here, your Stacey Dash thought that she could go out of her way to call the police in a domestic violence incident, and that these police officers would take her side of the story over that of her husband, a white man. But when your Stacey Dash ran into the police, she soon found out how black she was when those police officers decided to arrest her in the domestic violence incident and not her white husband. Now, when it comes down to your swirling black females like your Stacey Dash, they believe in this concept of the rainbow. And because they believe in this concept of the rainbow, they believe they have the same privileges that white females have in America. Unfortunately, these black females did not get the memo on white supremacy, and they don't understand the rules of white supremacy. And under the rules of white supremacy, a black female who calls the police in a domestic violence incident against a white male will be arrested for domestic violence charges because a white man is considered to be the supreme man here in America. Moreover, when a white man says something, it is considered to be the truth. So, in a domestic violence incident where a black woman calls the police on a white man, they are going to take the word of a white man over that of a black woman. Unfortunately, your Stacey Dash did not receive this memo on one of the unwritten rules of white supremacy, and she thought that she could do what white women could do, and that because white women could call the police on their husbands and get them arrested for domestic violence, that she could go out here and do the exact same thing. Well, I'm sorry, that rule does not apply for black females in domestic violence incidents, because in domestic violence incidents where black women call the police on white men, they are believed to be the perpetrators of the crime. And this is why your Stacey Dash was arrested and charged with domestic violence in this situation. And this was what they call a N-word wake-up call for your Stacey Dash. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Stacey Dash has picked up the receiver, because when she was arrested, your Stacey Dash decided not to list herself as the black female she actually is. She decided to put on that document for her arrest and arraignment that she was a white female. Well, how many white females are arrested for domestic violence? That's the critical question your Stacey Dash needs to ask, because in gynocentric America, where the white woman is elevated to a high position above your white man, usually the word of the white woman is taken to be the gospel truth, and usually it's the white man who spends the night in jail when there is a domestic violence incident between a white man and a white woman. It's only when there's a black female involved that the female gets arrested for domestic violence. And sadly, your Stacey Dash is completely clueless to what has gone on regarding her arrest. She just thinks that, oh, is this just the system operating? But no, it's not the system just operating. It's just the system of white supremacy. And sadly, your Stacey Dash is just as clueless about the system of white supremacy in the same way that your Halle Berry was completely clueless about the system of white supremacy when she had that domestic violence incident between her white baby daddy and her boyfriend Oliver Martinez a couple of years ago. And then after Gabriel Aubrey wound up getting arrested in that domestic violence incident, he brought down the full power of white supremacy on Halle Berry through the courts, the family court system, where usually the white man never has to go out here and get and never has to pay child support, but he was able to get child support from Halle Berry. And the reason why he got child support from Halle Berry was because one, Halle Berry made more money than he did, and two, because Gabriel Aubrey was a white man. And in the white supremacist court system, the white man is going to get benefits from a black woman. But your Stacey Dash could not see the big picture, just like Halle Berry didn't see the big picture as related to these white men, and that when you go out here and marry these white men, your word against his word will always be taken as true, because in white supremacy, the white man's word is always considered the gospel truth when it comes down to black women, something that Stacey Dash continues to try to deny about herself, because it's clear from the mugshots that your Stacey Dash has a deep-seated self-hatred of her blackness, and she's bleaching her skin to appear white, lightening her hair to appear like a white woman, and deluding herself to believe that she is a white woman. And this goes farther than when she said in previous years, where she said she was half black and Mexican. And again, I don't believe that at all. She's just black. And again, white supremacy showed Stacey Dash how black she was. And this, as I see it, in some ways, is karma for your Stacey Dash, because your Stacey Dash went out of her way when she got on Fox News to talk about people like Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and say that they deserve to die. And for her to make these type of statements shows how deeply disconnected your Stacey Dash is from black people, and she believes that she's some sort of honorary white person, but your white supremacists down in Florida, they're showing Stacey Dash how black she actually is, and your Stacey Dash is still in denial about her blackness, and now is talking about how she's having a financial hardship, and how her husband isn't going to press charges against her. Well, he's not pressing charges against her because he sees her as some sort of meal ticket, but in actuality, your Stacey Dash is a washed-up celebrity. At this point, if she's living in Florida and not pulling gigs from her white slave masters, they have no longer any more use for her, and she's probably broke because she's had 4 marriages and 4 divorces, and in each case, white men have taken half of her money, and this beta male is looking to take another good chunk of money out of her. And I look at your Stacey Dash as a woman whose career is in decline, and again, is still in denial about her blackness. And that's the most troubling thing about Stacey Dash in the aftermath of this arrest, is how deep in denial she is about her blackness. Now, these white supremacists have gone out of their way to show Stacey Dash how black she is, but she still refuses to acknowledge her blackness, and she still refuses to acknowledge that they only arrested her because she was black. Because in most cases where there is a white woman who makes the same allegation against a white man, that white man is usually taken away in handcuffs. But when it comes down to black women, in 100% of these cases, they are oftentimes arrested, and the word of the white man is taken to be the gospel truth. But your Stacey Dash, she believes she's a white woman, but we see from where the court and where the police did when they arrested her how black she is. And sadly, what's really disturbing is that this N-word moment still has not registered in her mind, and she still doesn't see that no matter how much you fry your hair, no matter how much you bleach your skin, no matter if you get involved with a white man, you will always be black in the eyes of white supremacy. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the Spinsterella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, A Conversation with Death. A man who rules the world and the angel of darkness take on a horde of demons in this inaugural John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, A Conversation with Death for 99 cents on Kindle or in paperback today.